Meda wase se wa join na o hwe e wo KOFI TV so. The interview ayeye de wo ho enie. Se wani gi interview ayeye ho a, bomodin a na hye fato wo so ma adofo enhu na wo momra mehwe bi. Enu achi no se o hwe e wo YouTube so a like interview no e wo like button no eso. Enu achi no share ma adofo enya kwan enhwe bi. Sa wonka KOFI TV abusua no ho a Mesra say obe click the subscribe button no e kokko ai wo kona ho sa subscribe button no click so uwi a adoma bi wonchen ho click sa adoma no so e ka ho de ye ne say adoma no e ma brebia ye de video beto YouTube ha no onya kwan etumi ehunu.
It's brought to you by
Visit Cup Farm today.
Brain X syrup emamofra adwini mapomuden SCP esita
Mama Royal Chocolate.
Delicious.
No, don't mommy be.
KTA Mobile.
It's the future.
Slam Technologies.
The whole computer school wow teachers no wa botre no betimi akire wa enu an Islam Technologies.
Fly Ethiopian Airlines, the new spirit of Africa, a Star Alliance
trading agency.
We are the best.
Tap send.
Tap send. Charlie, me say menye ja ho.
This season, I will say Obia freedom. O freedom da boko de.
Charlie, start the match. I miss me yam freedom and pa.
So we are brand here. Now show football matches for now for fear. On your guy. This season, come from Emma true freedom. If you say so name that, ya titi no man so. Angaza.
Obia ebisa se so the school ni ye no waye ni ye adanse wanye ni ye said the Mondays bia na ye social issues ye ne omanfo di nkomo profile ni ade eno actually no Tuesday na ye deep talk na Wednesday ye mystery Wednesday Thursday na ye konkonsa krom ama mo kwan ama mo join Zoom ye di konkonsa no a Friday ni ye de odo yumedie atwa so nene akoye deep talk ye ba behwe na ya domo suko afa adwen ewo adwen ayewo efa Rastafarian ho Rastafarian mo hyase efri hin de si ewo Achimota no e be fa ne se efri din na ama akoba ne sa ye nti ase e na enru mpempenso bi na eba ne sen e na eko se de eko no se Rastafarian wo mo ewo Ghana ha wo mo council no pani a oda no se dwemkyeni I'm a former boss ewo Adom FM multimedia programs director okochi mi yi pa me boss ba ko Daddy Bosco ahuma okansi ono na enebite ya mensa aka no Daddy Bosco e bakwa ba
yeja
empombo ko de
nyame na adom
first of all live to say council no mugu so ye adwuma
ye adwuma boy humodin just second march na ye 10th anniversary.
Okay.
11th anniversary, and it was the 6th national conference since 2015. Every year, national conference. Now the nearby kosu the literature junior the draw your plans. That was the last activity. Yeah.
Okay. Mama shasi em free her personally as Rasta what shasi baby.
Shasi 1976 that way.
1976. Wow. And why Rastas are DNMA Ure Mwankasa said Rastafarian.
We will catch you Rastafari a calling a your friend. If you are not called, you will not. Unless it be a obi ye na eye wofe. Now we join. But me say Mikai say by 1976, 77, Neko Aquinas, because I was in Aquinas already. That's when I started dreading my hair. By the time I do Form 3, Form 4, no, I had my locks.
Okay. They no chassis or SHS.
Aye.
In
those days, you're from secondary school.
Okay. Okay. That time no problem.
Oh, they took me to the asylum down. They thought I was going crazy.
Wow. Psychiatric hospital.
Accra Psychiatric Hospital, asylum down.
Like I said, I dream for Rasta Hono. Was it that time and I said, "Nina still
yeah, woman say, you see, dreadlocks is out of the ordinary. Ubia nunum nitri. And he said, who decided, he said, me nunum nitri, me jamitri. You look odd. And cast your mind back, nitri 70s, and yet nepo nimbia ba man 42 kwan who dread. So in those days, it was plus to see a kid of about 14 years wearing that hair. But I don't think I make say it's a calling. It's a calling because if it wasn't a calling, because at that time I didn't have a friend who was a Rasta man.
Okay.
I didn't have a relative who was a Rasta man. That is how I heard reggae music. I listened to the lyrics.
Okay.
And it spoke to me.
Oh,
in those days, Bob Marley had released Rastaman Vibration. And if you listen to the lyrics of Rastaman Vibration, first song, you say, if you get down and you quarrel every day, you're saying prayers to the devil. Make way for that positive day. Because it's a new time, new sign, new season. Now, as a kid growing up in those days, it had a huge impact on me. So, and among for baby, some say, Bosco, wuku, wubufu. It's because of what I learned when I was about 14, 15 from reggae music. That every day you get up and you're quarreling. I could say, oh, sorry, I will bump abunsam. Well, I didn't want to do that. So I chose the positive way.
Like I say, Rasta, no, the idea,
oh, yeah.
Like I say, Hong Kong, Viana.
Because Rastafari, the genesis of Rastafari is respect for Emperor Haile Selassie. Haile Selassie say, or no, Gideon in our Holy Bible no more. So Rastafari is actually holiness.
Okay.
Because Mikai in the 70s, Yesha Asieno, our basic terms of reference was Numbers chapter 6. Okay. Where the Bible says, do not cut your hair. Do not drink strong wine and those things. So that was a honor, Yesha Asiye free.
Okay.
A concept of holiness. Conquering your.
The rest of one no monster.
Okay. Rasta binum inum insa.
Okay.
So what I say, e binusu omu shibi.
Okay.
Omu ye no bebre among for feel say Rasta here.
May try to bring when now because bebre no adwen for Rasta hono different kakra.
Of course.
And you know, I believe say nkoma ye di bema ebie ni amamfo ate Rasta for ase ankasa. Enti woman nyina Rasta.
That's the beauty of it. Me share obi bibi. Inti me manomo. And because I married early, me you know or see boss for what you went through, no, do you really want your children to go through? So I felt say I have sacrificed a lot. I've been ridiculed, I've been ostracized, I've been sidelined and all those things. So I said, look, what I've gone through is enough. I don't want my children to go through that. So I made a deliberate, conscious effort. Say, I won't let you grow your. I mean, my last son, he would always come to me and say, "Dad, I want to grow locks," and I say, "Gideon, wait. What I went through, I don't want you to go through that."
Okay.
You understand? Because for me to be taken to a psychiatric hospital at that age, I wouldn't want any of my children to go through that. So I said, okay, cool. When you finish your school, you can grow your locks. However, and me ni obisu. Obisu si me ama komunu. Me ba ni pese wo hu se ne ya sitie. Nti wonim ma fa we mu me gidi se wutu betumi afamu. Because last me interview be or Adum said no or something, and the guy was on the show with me. He was saying, "So and I say, hey, Masa, it's not about me. It's about the principle. Say, if this is your faith, and your faith says you can do this, no, then a school has to appreciate. Say, senior a be a Roman ni ana Cramoni ana bibino Rastaman, and it brings me to something that I was disappointed when I heard Nana Kumia say, Rasta is not a recognized religion in Ghana. And nuntina yefania yefamunusu. For me, I think that statement is wrong. And Mr. Carbonusu can say, Rasta say, mu feel say more we are say more chawokro, mun kosi mu school. Oh, into enjoy taxes to ya. Say yes, we are to your tax. Every time you make an expenditure, no, you pay VAT and you pay NHIS. Inti your taxes no dear young financial amount for ma. Now young cost school my man. These are some of the unfortunate statements in penny for no be here are a high end. Because nature say, oh yes, young kukru ye mine ye Ghana for. Constitution no ye frame in 1992 no. And fire, it is for a different sect of people, and these are the things you're doing here in Tiasia.
Ghana Rasta Eshasi Breben, Ghana Hankasa, as an association, more come on boom because if Obi make a statement say and you recognize or somewhere you anymore. Seriously, fire calls outside or about send a year or some because baby no Abjane say we 10% pesa we are Rasta. Yeah, well, the Kanye or Kumbu, I say Rasta Kum, wouldn't provide the new Timano, okay, and Afro, and a lot of
Mikai in the days of the PNDC are almost all religious organizations in the register, and that was the first time 12 tribes of Israel in those days you call register, say your foundation. Now. Before that, no, you registered Ethiopian World Federation, Ghana, as a farmers cooperative. That was in 1984 or so. Since those days, no, in Ghana, we've registered various forms or various manifestations of Rastafari. My name. Say ABA or per se young register or Christian Council to be recognized as a religion because we are a council, Rastafari Council. To say your Christian Council, your Muslim Council, since the 80s, even before the 80s, but clearly from 1984, and I registered the first Rastafari Association in Ghana, and since that time. We've been functioning. Mikai, in those days, in the 80s, those days we had the Sons of Zion Farmers Cooperative as a Mobi squad. All those things. And we were recognized on a number of occasions. We won Best Farmer Awards, either at the district or the regional level. And these are all accomplishments by Rastafari. Now, so Obibeka say, what is the genesis of Rastafari in Ghana? No? some people say the first people they saw and they thought they are Rastas were the Papa for. So in those days, they used to walk around TUC. They were seamen who had come from abroad, and they came with dreadlocks, and they were in town. Since then, by the 70s, you started having a lot of indigenous Rastafari, especially in Labadi, because in those days, some brethren had come from London and Jamaica, and they were living in Labadi. And then from there, you started having a lot of indigenous or local races, and so Labadi became like the hub.
Okay.
And from there, conservative estimates of dreadlocks or Rastafari in Ghana is well over 10,000.
More 10,000.
Because we share each region. We call northern region say more hobby bray. We call Bolgo more hobby bray. Buna half of the year come because to whom races, Sunyani races were hot, Pechiman races were hot, Wuko King Tamponi, sa areas. So if you take a head count, I won't be surprised if we have more than 10,000 races in Ghana. Yeah. Sympathizers to the Bobo. Yeah.
Is it our culture, Ghana for an answer before Yamamre? And answer because all can also say Obi February London or by on the Betna Labadi.
Okay, inti Rastafari no. It is a search for an African identity. Because Yanyanuma Yabefa Omuko West no during the time of slavery no. By 1930, abolition of slavery into by 1930 no now. Black people were sort of free, yes, although we're all in colonies. Into the coronation of Haile Selassie in 1930, there had been a pastor called Reverend Webbs. He had made a pronouncement, say, before you in Africa, na da ye be si bibini or hini wa Africa no. Nature say mrebiado I had be ye nyoma. Into ye crowning Haile Selassie in 1930, it was like a fulfillment of prophecy, because at that time no black man anywhere was king. It was only King George in England. Inti especially Caribbeans, Jamaica, Trinidad and these areas muti say hey inti yes we war or hini bi wa Africa as all hini nu or tracing in route to King David through King Solomon or Bible no. It was like a gospel. Until from that time, no, black people who wanted to identify with Africa, no, Rastafari was one of the main vehicles. Until from 1930 time, na copying 70s, Bob Marley, no through music, but yeah, I don't know popular, no. Rastafari had been there, and then from the 70s till now. Rastafari is one of the fastest growing religions. To the extent, say, brofo, obroni for some of them have a gia, they no cry, akoese or mu. So what I say, because some people today, because of Bob Marley, they think Rasta started with Bob Marley. Okay. And then post Bob Marley, Abarosi, Nisa, white boys, Mumba, Rasta, they play music. So people are losing sight of the fact that the thing started as a black liberation movement. And since 1970 till now, we should say, yeah, right now, Rastafari is on every continent. That's why people say it's one of the fastest growing religions. You have Muslims who profess Rastafari. You have Christians who profess Rastafari. You have traditionalists who profess Rastafari. It cuts across all religious types.
And through that, no, and ama abeye big as you say Ghana, you funny say abekamo, but still, is it our culture?
So I'll take it from two angles. Bible dear numaka through Nazarite vow nisa nyomano. In Africa, Okomfanochi. Yes, you're then.
Okay, no, 1%.
And in Africa, before white man came with Christianity and Arab man came with Islam, who were our holy people? Then now we are dreadlocks. Okay. So that shows you Rastafari is very much African culture. African culture. We call Caribbeans, no? A lot of the races, they use traditional utensils. They try to relate to Africa as much as possible. Rastafari is one of the most African of all these quote unquote thoughts. I mean, it can be about Christianity. When you say Christianity started in Africa, and it's a fact, it's proven. The Bible says the creation started, and they even mention Ethiopia in Genesis chapter 1 or so. Right there. Anytime some holy person wanted to run away from something, they said they went to Egypt. In the Bible, you have a part where you see Ethiopian be called pilgrimage or Jerusalem. All kind book no on Tiasi Philip. Who know the Philip call man and Obisan said Nya kind of Tiasi. It shows you that Rastafari is as African as can be. Apart from their tree, we know, even the diet of races, we call Caribbeans, they are mostly vegetarian. Ubaha, we call Ashanti Mampong, or now we call those forest areas, their diet is mainly vegetarian. Yes, but most of their diet, into kuntum reni, the friends ampesier.
Okay.
Vegetarian. And you can trace these diets and realize there's a correlation between what the Rastaman wants to eat and what the traditional African was eating. Into Rastas be a friend say ital, the ital, which is mostly fruits, vegetables. Who call forest area, no? That is how our people live. They live on nuts, grains, fruits, and vegetables. It's unfortunate that people see Rastafari as an alien culture instead of an African culture. Because the African became westernized or Europeanized into we share a man omumpe natural hair, omumpe perming because they want to look like a white woman. Inti ubehu obabi fanta face and yes he said would you first me who say ana would here. But people bleach because they think if they are not looking dark, no, and they are looking lighter, no, and they command more respect, they are more beautiful, etc., etc. Inti problem no say we have not accepted our Ghanaianness, our Africanness, and we want to be Europeans. That is the problem. And one problem. So Rastafari coming and looking all African because their appearance, that is what we are reflecting now. But because you say brony for no, I know brony no, so we reject this, and it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. Obroni to play a part because they wanted us to lose our identity and lose our dignity. So they even mission schools are almost the mission schools were to subjugate the Africans so that we don't appreciate what we have and we rather want to be white people. So it was a systematic plan to deprive the African of his humanity and make him a second-class citizen. It was a calculated plan, and still the plan is going on. Still.
Of course, they say.
Oh, we share TV. Mami, adi America share we die afi wo ko share senior share. Be before no nyina omo wo senior no mo no. They are either servants or bad people. It's just a few producers like Spike Lee who started creating positive images through movies. Otherwise, in the past, up till when movie be a bibini wo mu a, either or a Jimmy or a boy and or a bad person. With the market we start here with research, no. So there's a calculated attempt to always make us feel bad about ourselves and for white people to feel good. I don't think I will call America. No. When you're watching TV or news in America, hardly will you see East Legon. What you see is hunger and famine. Before I come deal, no much. No. So it is a plan to position us a certain way. Unfortunately, yes, a lot of our people haven't woken up. And Nuntina, among folks say, for the black people to win this war, no, we need to have our own media empires. Into BBC, they have an agenda. CNN, omu agenda. Al Jazeera, omu agenda. Until when I saw your project, I said, oh, hallelujah, we are changing the narrative. So you are telling stories from your perspective. And then as much as possible, you will also try and be telling the good stories until the audience know more American, they will be having a positive thinking about us. But say, one yes, you're showing negative images about, then you are fueling that perception. It is the media that will change the equation. From Saturday, my interviews, and by 9, we decided to Medum TV, Medum phone. No. By the time I Medum phone, I had 150 missed calls, all talking about this Rasta thing. Inti se media no mu realize mu tumi amu wo na mu start set agenda ebeboa. Currently, no, people set the agenda for the media and say, look, guys, this week, you're going to see. But the moment the media realizes its power and decides, say, yeah, set your agenda, no, then we'll be making headway. Until then.
Mama share a bit of Obrena or firm because we are Rasta. We'll link it to the bigger picture. But personally, they are now firm apart from psychiatric hospital or Kokodai.
Oh, it was the ostracization of society. Semi American. Cast your eyes to 75, 76, 78, 79. How many Rastas were there? Yeah, kind those days, they could not draw more amount for Umumayang space. Because we look so strange. In those days, I mean, it was dread. Because, and yet he said, nah, said your Rasta be fashion. Una ube obi obabi waye mpese ube guy bi. In those days, you could count the number of Rastas. Inti ye bape crown. And it wasn't easy. I think what helped us a bit was the fact that in those days there was food for work. Because Satan now are free Lagos Aba by the 80s, no. Okay. So because we were organized, we had food allocation to help us do our farming. And no boy kakra because I'm Kenya no. But it's been a positive journey. I have to be honest because through Rastafarian, and I went through a lot of challenges and I had to tell myself I had to do something to prove my mettle and to prove these people wrong that agree on Mojeno and Tisa. So for me, it's been rewarding. The BMA achieved is because basically I was a Rastaman and I had to prove. So I was always working extra hard. Because him say, I do who ye say what?
Because
into everything I had to do, I had to try and make sure that Charlie was on point. Yeah.
See, Rasta and like say ya ungu Rasta anymore sentino. Every time you
and I also didn't want it to be like, because my mother and my father, before they died, they came to the realization that I knew what I was doing.
Like I said, I'm no papa crown for also.
Oh, me, yes, me, Okauna. Me, mommy, no, me call because she was worried, she was concerned. So Father Burke, on only a chaplain were Aquinas in those days. Okay, say, well, take your child to them. And so then we went. But later, my mom became one of my greatest fans.
And you call psychiatrist? No, what's it then?
Oh, someone interviewed me and I'm catching. Mommy said, genius is akin to madness.
And then
genius.
Okay.
It's akin to madness. It's similar to madness. It's like madness.
Okay.
And when I heard that phrase, I think that was the first time I heard that phrase. I was like, okay. Then I'm good.
You declare.
Declare me say my bodam. But I hadn't bodam. I was just the odd kid.
Because of what you mean.
The child who said I didn't want to comb my hair. Inti me kai that could be me that hoe na me mami betray. Or betray be. One try or starting and me sorry, you know. But later she became one of my biggest supporters. Me Papa Susa. So I vowed to myself that I shouldn't dishonor them because they were both head teachers of the Roman Catholic schools and things. So people respected in society. So that also encouraged me to prove myself. Yeah.
Interesting. I mean, mom do koi, but what was father there now? Or no, because mostly I say and mema na Bible damn there.
I think at that time either daddy wasn't, because how you said teachers or muko transfer.
Okay.
So I think either daddy was on transfer or something. But I remember it was my mom who took me to the psychiatry. Yeah.
Because the moon will be there.
Debbie.
So I say,
Debbie. I mean.
But one for uncle prayer camp.
No, because my parents were Catholics, and so that is what disturbed, I think, my mom, because I was an altar boy.
Okay.
In the altar boy, who can say obey you or suffer. Then all of a sudden, we see we are Rasta, tree, sorry, all those things. You know.
But what more there?
Oh, no. By that time, I think I was bigger than beating.
Oh, okay.
You know, yeah.
After employment wise, say pass it through the system. Na yaje watum ewo enyumamu warise education wise. How was it? And also to say. Okay,
because we buy from Lagos. We started agriculture, so I farmed for a long time, and then I started writing. I started doing entertainment writing because at that time, not your boba so. Okay. For me, it was a natural transition from being a musician and a DJ to being a journalist.
Okay.
Unfortunately for me, I didn't go to GIJ. But what I did is I read all the books on journalism at the British Council Hall. British Council Library.
Okay.
I read all the books on journalism at the US Information Service. That was my grounding. And I had some friends abroad who would write and say, "Chal, I want this book on journalism." And so I got quite a number of books. And that's how I started practicing. Fortunately for us in those days, Cabral Blair here was then the GIJ president. In those days, office no was tiptoe a chihono.
Okay.
A one office no war.
Okay.
Inti Cabral Dems would organize training. Omudi Kwesi Pratt, Dr. Ansu Chireme, Professor Kari, Audrey Gaji Ponumubeba. Now 1 week, they are training. So there were a lot of weekly trainings, 3-day trainings, and that is where I cut my teeth as a practicing journalist. Actually, crying at me, see, marketing. actually crying and me see my MBA. Say me man more motive me see person call a PhD say that you have to go to school. I say hey master school there you enjoy you. Yeah. You know.
Maybe you still have a social school.
Yeah, I wanted to do a PhD because knowledge, Charlie. The day you tell yourself say me no, that's your end. Every day I read, every day at least 2 hours. Wow. Yeah, right now I'm reading The Laws of Human Nature by Robert Greene.
Open book so Mekai the Act of War. That was good.
Yeah, you know. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is power, yeah, you know.
But when I don't think so when you're a lot of discrimination.
I think it was because I was humble. And I'm not bragging about myself, but I think I'm a very humble guy. And also because I think I started my intro as a Rasta man very young, so I became sort of used to discrimination and uko baby na man for show so NTM say normal mommy. And so then that was my challenge. Into me call baby na omuye some way when I start talking and I start interacting, then they are like, hey, thank you. Yes,
that's
you know.
That's true. But remember about so it seriously who impacted me pa. I remember the day I'm a host to Adom morning show na ko bani ho. Me buy the way how you did it, be na wa won kai. But you asked me a jumbe na me dey share show na say. And then I told you, and then you asked me, said, that song, will it wake the listener up or will make the listener sleep more? And I'm team till now. And if I sit and I'm doing a show, I'm conscious, say, Juma Meboy to the listener, what will they do? And your style of coaching is excellent. Seriously. We'll forever be
Thank you.
Let's zoom in quickly to Achimota. Do you see it as discrimination?
It comes from that space. One, we reject things African, and two, we are prejudiced about things we don't know about. Mamin Cheobibi inti nsemi koi Professor Ernest Ayiti wababe kase GS inkope baby intina no for near school no ye no. Prof is in about his 70s. He's somebody I respect hugely. Then Joel, someone named Joel from Origin 8, only vice president of Achimota Old Boys Association. No? And Joel, who is I think chairman or vice chairman of International Advertisers Association. Into his current, into your no can say, Monin BB. Rastafarian Council Ghana engage the stakeholders so that this issue can be resolved. So there is an old school of thinking that is, with all due respect, very colonial minded. And then there's a new school of thinking. Omwako school or London or Muni racist atanasi. Some of their children have attended schools with racists. So their outlook is different. Their worldview is different. Back to the substantive issue, you know. If you have a school that is the leading school in the country, quote and unquote, they have a reputation they think they want to protect. Inti sebio nkolase omuntumi buy a school no? Because here can say there is a dreadlocks white girl Achimota says excuse me, say or your exchange student. Inti exchange student mumra mo said for 2 weeks on be breaking law no. Na ye man mo de because of munye exchange students na mra no di omo. So there's double standards. There's a certain amount of hypocrisy because akwala okra ni natural hair, wukra Peruvian hair, or Brazilian hair no who catch akola no say the natural hair no dey yenji but only with Brazilian now with Peruvian hair no dey that is okay. So the argument goes to the core of our values as a people, where se bibi ye African yempe, se bibi ye European and a Westerner, then that is acceptable value. And for me, that is the basis of this thing. Because why will the Constitution say every child has a right to education? Nobody should prevent the child from accessing education, health, etc., etc. But for convenience or whatever, you people decide, say, this child will not take him in this school because of his religious belief. Now, the Constitution says you cannot discriminate against anybody on the basis of their religion. And in Tiasia also say the Constitution overrides the regulations of a school or any institution. Yeah, they are sure.
And some but question about Bani say, in fact, Ababebre students no or a rasta no problem. Only ni trimi no or ye school no grow. That argument no Abba a couple of times. I na we actually Abba say or a rasta no problem. On China on Kone school or ya nafi wababe ne way no ne rasta no atwanya manefu. We will come to that. We have even lost our culture as Africans, brainwashed and fake hair, bleaching, etc. We free PSC and adho and what they buy. Rastafarian march in Ghana now. We free Rast Bongo man ho. They prefer the wigs over their natural hair, manye koko. And we say a year of fret I sewa bruni and otro and no ebaye. We are all born as Rastafarians according to history. Isaac Coleman, is that true?
Sir, I'll explain.
Okay. But the issue of at least treating me, who is school and what group
wouldn't be and that is where the religious discrimination comes in. This is an expression of the person's faith. Inti niawu ye no say wu tre no say ni papa sum ni papa sum ni mami sum no enye. You see, that's why the Constitution is clear that do not deprive a child of access to education on the basis of their religion. And this discrimination is on the basis of the child's religion. The faith no say ni me rasta yan try etri. Adenti na obeka tell me say because me go secondary school no me gidie no me infantun chen.
We are a Christian religion rasta say which me you na watwa so.
Nunti na me can say they are disrespecting the faith of the child and their family by telling them say kocha utri na bra school. Meanwhile, the Constitution didn't say that. It didn't say the child to access education, they should cut their hair. It is clear the child should have the right to education.
Yeah, but school honon so according to PTA for letter mother by say uchino umanoko form to say natural and so the chemicals.
Okay, me bow. Daddy pause. In the say law no Achimota law no because of those students no, you see exchange students or no the law no you suspend the law no and they are yet law no then, or there's a different law for exchange students and there's a different law for Achimota students. That is the question we should be asking. Unfortunate say some pictures no aba. Some pictures no aba, we would have accepted say Achimota one rule for everybody. But in this case, you accept exchange students and then you create space for them to tease our boys and girls whose hair has been cut. Say, mudia be before. Now, exchange students, mudia mutrinu die yentochi. What messages are we sending out?
What church you mean about it?
Enunti na meka say me bomb pie say ochina something be free Bible no mu ye bie Bible no something be wuri na wa kwa Achimota school as a small child. Na wa ka say aye say something you see from the collaborate I'm trying to read. Nti say na something ba na o see kwa Achimota then na umbe ka kire no. Meka kire say something am pass nyame si ma wontwa woti boy hadie twa wotri. Na something baby say na exchange students no omu nam ho no a. Oh, omu de omu exchange students. You see the double standards? You see the crass hypocrisy?
Something link here there by me quite interesting. That means we can have a Samson kind of wait to me pass it through Achimota.
No, not at all. This is a who cares. So cares. There was a young guy with dreads. Okay, so I admit no. Yeah, Kasa is St. John's Grammar. Boys two no, back we triplets. The sisters two no was St. John's Grammar. Inti say on Papa Posi say St. John's Aji Omua. He will let his child go to St. John's. What are we doing? Same GES. But this school is accepting dreadlocks. But this school is saying what? Uko Cape Coast, boys no be so woho. When they went initially, the school was doing some way into parent throw a petition, they call GES and all the copy called Shraj. What if you and friend say Ubano for no brabo be a day student instead of boarding? Into why are some public secondary schools or senior high schools accepting dreadlock children? But Achimota, big Achimota, the best school in Ghana, the best school in Africa, Musi, they don't accept dreadlocks. And then GES our issue statement, no. I mean, so be fair or be, Masa. Now, who names who says school, no. Okay, matching aside. It's absurd. And I dear Shimina say Ghana ye jidding in the international community. Ukai year of return no dodo eba and then beyond the year of return anka dodo eba but COVID aba say man. Inti say the news goes out there. Mamu nko Ghana because mu ko Ghana na musi mu rasta na bibia man on the betwam Charlie is sending wrong signals. And some people are saying, look, maybe His Excellency Nanado has to come in because ABR near GES ni headmistress ni sir omunim the damage they are doing to brand Ghana on the international level. Yes. So we are too quite bebre nti say who corner wo ye KOFI TV or baby na obi baby say I hear in Ghana dreadlocks are not allowed in school. Look at my children. They are all dreadlock. Can I bring them to Ghana? Who can them?
My case wait to some schools, but not to the best school.
Serious, very serious. You know, it's very, very serious.
So still Wawa and Sound. I then say Achimota Enya. Monfa enko a different school, but fighting Achimota.
Oh, as a matter of fact, yeah, be a school in the I was just on a show with another parent or see Monday Nibanu Beko private school be. But is that the way to go? Inti say on new resources no in the Beko private school no. How will he then go? So it means his religion has been thrown to the dogs. Udia ujide no dia masa, unya Christian, unya Muslim inti udia ko paki wo. Is that the Ghana we're building? These are serious issues, obi the idea grow. But some of these things will come and haunt us one day. It will.
Was it natural all the way for Stina Hammond? Babylon system in Ghana, we free Papa Yao. Was it KOFI? I'll come to Ghana I will come and enlighten Rastafari to the world. Okay, Isaac Coleman, the Ebaye. Was say Africa, say you cannot no extra abrofono. They are even using the Hollywood to turn Africans down through reflection on movies and Nyama Bibria or more aye. Nana Ebo Kobi say the INS to swaba, referendum no SAB Ecoso Efasasini ho. Empress Chanty Hatful say still brainwashing one Ecoso. Mental slavery no and edaso exist. But where does mental slavery come in this?
Good. Mental slavery, no. That is what makes you deny yourself and go after things that are not you. I don't think your friend is saying, Marcus Garvey can say, emancipate yourself from mental slavery. It is because our women are in mental enslavement. No, omo feel so omo tree we no. This omo astretchy. This omo akoye perming. Omo feel so omo eyelashes we nyefe. Inti no omo akoto ebia ti say. One share ebe wow. Omo nails no, they are not happy with it. They are God-given things no omo ninji. They want to look like a white woman. That is the mental enslavement, and only mental slavery, no. Because you are mentally enslaved, no. We feel say we do any po, and yet, inti uko baby na ukachiri obi say mi pampesi ni kontomre fro. Nimbe, umpe fried rice, umpe chicken. Meanwhile, everything another buy or see in these COVID times, let's eat our food because our food is nutritious. Into mental slavery, no, and it's not just the fashion, but it's a whole thing.
Finally, the Rasta hair. What does it do for the Rasta man?
That's a very, very good question. Very good question. One, that is identity. Into me call London and me call South Africa and me call baby. I'm who Rasta man meaning say I've seen somebody I can relate to on a different level. Two, dreadlocks no. A man for Bibre Becca will say it is an antennae to tap into the vibes that are around. Inti. For people who are biblical, you realize something wohono until you're trying to train. Now what do you know Jinano so? In these modern times, no. Ask yourself why a lot of young men and women are now, especially the women, they are now growing dreadlocks.
Yeah, so we are dreaded, yeah.
One day ask them.
Almost say,
think it's natural. Yeah. That's the natural. Because we can nature say, yet artificial. So it is the naturality of the dreadlocks. And until Wunipanu can be say, we are all born Rasta.
Yeah.
Because that's the natural we.
Okay.
So what I say, into the dreadlocks is the symbol. Say we are Rasta man, and now we are Rasta woman, and nobody should tell any Rasta man say, "Kocha utrinu na ucha utrinu." Say we are Rasta man. And he say wako katre Sheikh Sharabutu say, "Chawu waboji no." She still we are Sheikh. Chaboji say no. Wait me akoka. So why should they be telling the Rastas that? Obianim says we are Kramoni Kesia. So it's part of the whole thing.
Achimota for no explanation Nibia. Na Ejaya. It will open the floodgates.
Which floodgates?
No.
Kofi. Abusumfo omo okro nu nya se omo ko dia grow na bibi na omo penti omo hu na omo hye sa raffia skirt no. apart from those days, no, someone nam chroma. They wear normal, almost a shirt, they don't paint their faces. You see, sometimes people take the arguments to extremes to ridicule a position. Yawahai, for the past years, Sakramofoni, Hare Krishna, none of them has come up to say, I want this. So grant what the Rastaman wants. If somebody comes and he says this, no, look at it. Does it merit? Because when in BB, Ghana baby are doing over the next 10 to 20 years, when him say you might be brave,
10 to 20 years, yeah, definitely.
Because we carried 10 to 20 years ago, sending Ghana here. Yeah. Even the mindset. There will be changes. Culture is dynamic. So even the laws, no Achimota for no ayenu, nobody will tell them that, look, these your laws are outmoded. Yeah. Maybe at 10, 20 years time, maybe I'm a buck or cramida baby, still be from you. What's cool? Who carries who's there? No, what kind of your be? Sana will be these things we are talking about. Yeah.
Obviously, then when we get to that bridge, we'll cross it. We've not yet gotten to that bridge. So why you want us to cross it now?
So why? Because yen na yako do bridge no. Say your man mo do school. Your person munko school. Go to one of the best schools. Will be say who say no, this is an expression of their religious self. So yen na ya do bridge no. Omuma yen cross it. So be ba assess it and let the person cross if it merits.
In common we are never brain to me but members apart from this school discrimination, are you having a lot of discrimination with regards to when we say do baby gramophone bit me can say boni BIC na zongo for na yeah they have that kind of way they feel say they are being tagged in a certain way. Munya sa complaints ni be
so a number of instances mekan was said. I think 2 years ago, you call share police management board, no? And I catch you say the way police patrol for no barrier for no treaty rastas no is not fair. Trotro trim, you best see Rastaman no pay, you best say chino, you best humiliate no. Everybody else in the trotro goes scot free. Rastas driving, cars be brave, trimu. Missy Omudia Yemisa, will be sad discrimination. I didn't even want to talk of those things. So these days when they stop me, I say, show me beard. Show my body say, who shall we? Who feel say, small boy to say, who me penny say, me cry we, what me come, now I be good many mercy. So we went to the police management board and we told them this discrimination has to stop. Say moon searchy. But mamu mayen feel say, we are being targeted for those things. Another one who say, so who say ABR okay, let me so you're there and you realize that something is going on. And then it gets to you because you're dreadlocks. And you realize that the way the person is interacting with you, no, and this is when you're only the other guy no interacting, and you can see straight say, or you know when you're talking to somebody and the person has a certain body language. Those are the things that we go through. And for us, yes, there's some changes coming in.
So the Rastaman should be searched for we.
What I'm saying is, so you are searching or cars are passing. Let it be seen that you are searching. Even if it's at random. If 10 cars have passed and you haven't stopped any, and a Rastaman passes and you stop him, and 20 more cars pass and you don't stop, then there's a problem. Okay. And just say every third car, now what genome. But cars no almost say 3-4 in the evenings. I tell my friends, if you want to sit in my car, be prepared to be embarrassed. Yes.
They're very uncomfortable.
Of course, once they see, say, 2, 3, oh, I know they're pack. Even the way they tell pack. He said, we have rubber bee. And they should know, say, check. It is a mishi tabakra. I won't carry it around. Tabamu ogana wuko tema ubenya, wuko osu ubenya, then wukra wa wukamu, we Jimmy. The humiliation, it is some way.
I must say that is why the air no more shushe, air no more pay.
But unim, enu nameka say they are looking at the wrong places. Look at all these boys who are combing their hair, selling cocaine, heroin, tramor, and those people. And omu dia uhu omu ano mwechem. Now rastas no so omu who say uhu no a upe bibi, inti who feel say odi no sabesha besha wenum. That be, you know. So that was one thing. We went to the police management board and we told them, the Charlie guys, this thing has to stop. So they wrote, omu bibi omu friend. They write and they send it to her. Do you understand? And they did that. They stopped a bit, but we're hoping, say, later this year we will go back and have a conversation with them, amongst other things. Yeah.
It is so much. Na say we when ipa no ho a,
oh, they do bail yourself. A lot of times, the joke is that police go hunting to harvest.
Okay, hunting to harvest. Like omokono munya ne bibira na keso munya. That's interesting. Hunting to harvest.
But no high say mamin commendi parliamentarians no last year omo passi narcotics commission bill no. Okay. Because that singular move no a bie nkrofo bebre anim. Say, oh, inti adi aye friend no abonsantawa no, not knowing it has benefits. It me say yare, what me the year jeans, industrial things, and it can bring money into the economy. And say nana si on peso obekwa ko yela la sula lai. Taba is wood 3 months you are harvesting. Cocoa wood ya say more than 1 year, 2 years, and sana ubeti cocoa. So it's important, say, authorities, no, because me 2 years ago, me called South Africa, no, it was at the invitation of the, I think, Bloemfontein, baby, a Bloemfontein one, South State, no, and on a 3-day cannabis fair. Say, mumbe church, more drink, because cannabis is legal in South Africa. In what is happening in South Africa is legal in Uganda, and so they're going to make the money. Then we say Ghana beyond aid. Skanu yebenya wahi. Inti yempa Bono said this parliament has to fast track that process, so that if his licenses they will give, it will create jobs, it will generate revenue, and then the health benefits from the medicines that can be made will help our health. Inti sa colonial mentality about a bonsanta one. We need to start doing research. Legon say they should be doing some serious research. KNUST, they should be doing some serious research so that we can move into modern times. Canada, in America, over 38 states, it's legal. Washington DC, baby, Joe Biden office no one who track coin no more. Wait me akoto we akoshi, and then you walk Ghana, and yeah, or that's not how they say it. You know.
But Ghana, the amount for so so and here, Jaguma amount for best brutal.
Oh, wouldn't be. Wouldn't mean say ukaya petition. Meaning say ukaya petition. Those days, a petition was illegal, no. Then they legalized the petition. The research shows that the drinking didn't go through the roof. In America, research has been done to show, say, since they legalized cannabis, no, cannabis consumption has not gone through the roof. And cannabis too, and say apio. Would no na ubuna uko your friend cause accident and those things. Cannabis is not like that. So what we're saying is research should be done. Because I'm for be brave, sorry, on radio and TV, talk about cannabis, they don't even know anything about it. ABI, what TBB. And but as a nation, when we start commissioning research, then we can be able to take informed decisions.
That will mean say mobile push members into parliament. But you Rasta like ne dread guso out of parliament to push my agenda.
Yeah, call on one beko parliament so now. Yeah, catch on so mko cho mu tre no. No mu US school. Or mu US school no. Now mu ko masa long process. But over the next 8 years, over the next 2 elections, you will see dreadlocks in parliament. We'll see. Even if me, sir, because a lot of my friends have been coming and saying, Babasco, in Labadi, you are one of the most popular guys. Why don't you go and stand? But that is not my calling. But we are encouraging the youths over the next 2 elections to go into parliament. And they will. Because we have some serious young guys who are lawyers, who are doctors, who are teachers, who are farmers. And Nyama Kosuno. Soon, and you'll be an catch you say, Massa, some one co parliament. Yet the in some who musa. And so soon you will see them in parliament. Respect.
I was never now you do ever see Ewan Komaya. What does it mean? So may there be about
it's touch the flesh.
Okay.
Because the
say COVID by a now say I heard
because in the beginning, so you say a lot of Rastas are vegetarians, and then a lot of people eat pork and all those things. Into the thing is, we could cheer be unim near kwakodi, and I said be unim baby and insa koraya and son of yes.
Okay.
COVID to buy no and I best stamp so. Not knowing that was one of the best forms of greeting.
And yeah, for the last time.
Oh yeah, it's the last time.
I was afraid to see Daddy Bosco. And other Rasta for council no ano ewo my Ghana. We need him come bebre. I mean you say emudo obafa bi na wetumi dey to ho efo e bia na obabi ne friend say oya Rasta was you nya ni tia mesra fa nko psychiatric hospital. Man fa kwan na Daddy Bosco chese mpanimfo a wa kire wo mo ade be a we ne level ne impact in society huge. And Oyobia on Penehwasem. And if you were Rasta, just a Rasta for minimum now for Rastas in Ano, apart from Rasmu Barak on the Italian Trimmy, you know, natural God shaped.
Yeah, God shaped him.
And so he became a Rasta. How they ate but Rasta for share more. But it do maybe say be monson a bad name, no Rasta for any.
Wunim Waunsano. Nina pepe. So.
Yapon.
This season, I will say Obia freedom. Freedom da boko de.
Can you start the match? I'm assuming you have freedom and power.
So we are brand here. Now show football matches for now for fear. On your guy.
This might be true freedom.
This season, come from Emma true freedom. If you say so name that, ya titi no man so. Angaza. This season.
I wanna share with you, and you can share with me. Come, let's share together. Oh, KTA Mobile, KTA Mobile. Technology worth sharing.
It's the future.
The UK average memoir. Now when your car acquainted be enyo form. And now say a doctor for show one show me. Right claim betumi aboa ma wagisi campaign bebree. Yawo UK a lawyer for etitru anase ekuku damfo a betumi aboa wo akon ama. Kosi se we sika no beba. Eno ani se wo be ko www.rightclaims.co.uk. Na wa file wo form. Wo betumi afre yen wo number ya ewu fidie ase. Say ya cancel your flight. Anase when your flight delay for don shremiensa. May try 3 hours. Enko bebia. Right claims betumi aboa ma ahanso wagisika. Right claims. It's as simple as that.
Michael, we support the new system. Yeah, Minya, Mama Michael.
Pacho, what Tony near?
Let's not go be able to go in the
Me ko support my business phone in our new system. Hey, what's a Michael t-shirt? Mato t-shirt. Me ko ba be fan kan no. Ni t-shirt go mama.
Boss, champion, boss. Mr. Only one.
Okay.
Michael is supporting a new system.
And your well-being.
This is Dr. IT. I have 20 years plus of experience in technology. I am offering help desk support training, 1 week intense help desk support training. I want you to join me. I used to charge this amount, but now I'm offering it for free with a small registration fee. Out of that registration fee, I'm going to offer you t-shirts, handout, certificates, and many other things. I will pick 5 people which will be part of our Slum Technology program, and I will also want you to contact this number below and rush for it. Space are limited, so be quick and join us. Thank you.
Hello, welcome to Unauthorized Digital. Here, we deal in security locks, smart locks, intelligent locks, which are ideal for corporate institutions, for banks, real estate, forex bureau, and many more.
Here at UNAC, we have a variety of locks. This is our facial recognition lock, barometric lock. This is our little barometric lock. It's ideal for front aluminium glass doors.
You can locate Unauthorized Digital at Wager, SCC Junction off the DVLA road.
Call us on 0553 892370 or WhatsApp us on 0507 242299.
Unauthorized Digital, security in style.
ANS Trading Agency Limited. Yajma ya pa door-to-door courier service. I different London or Yima Chrome and I say Europe babia or Pesa or Shepo near my bagana no. Yajma ya say bio. I saw better left-hand drive vehicles. A car to create a truck timber. I Pesa different Europe a bagana. And I say Opesa by a 20-foot container and 40-foot container duty. You didn't want to temper. It doesn't matter. Baby, I wish you put container free. So the free China. And I say Europe for now America, baby, I person best to Piano. You bet my amount. Duty there, we are one of the best ever the whole Ghana. So per se unyai and our tea and will be visit www.anstar24.com. We are the best.
Any mammy do fee, or yet more duxi, and no pebiera minia best sorry, wadimu, no quadrum, on complaining that, tell whom able to know. Samson Amebra, we fit any, go to engine, no pejanting, the card you must say this here, there be beerano, and what in dende, Miamere, or store, no dinner, may ye and sorry on a pa and castle near her, and I said, no way and murder. Son and papa, Nymphia conkind, or no soon complaining that, tell whom be any ya, or sorry on a pana, no fancy kind, or conofu, me, acrobato, Majuma Maye, me can news, na me acti, na me come back, Tebiarano, a bram de bedampuna at the years nanso men sorry da krokran ka se me hu ba bi ya me ya ne nyina gya se your secret ahuntasem eyaduru a de boy ho ba ne nyina ni kowa mesha kurani eyaduru a wonom a ebo nipadua no ema wo si pi wo sita ne yare da ho eya nunum bi na obedi adanse ubenya bi ato o ba bi eton no bia na opedodo otu nso a fresh telephone number si kowa mesha abusua ahuntasem
nyama apemfo
nyantechwa emre bia am diska be free Europe akoma abusuafo wo Ghana no me use tap send no fee mobile money transfer easy convenient fast so you free won't you share me discover ye mapim tap send intienne also download the tap send app no ewo mobile phone so free na fesika komo abusuafo wo Ghana fa na nyina tap send papa no
Claire